Hello again, Keith Loki back with another episode for the colony. So far, we have all this set up now. You might notice this has changed position and composition actually. After the prior video, between the time of this recording and that one, Rover Dude actually released a new version of his mods. I'm still not 100% sure on the full aspect of it, but I guess it just changes how some of the modules work, and there's also space wariness, where people will get tired and their efficiency will go down. It's not fully been fleshed out and explained as yet. In future videos, once I start figuring out more of it, I'll explain it in more depth. But with that, I had to reinstall. Why is that moving? That's not a good sign. Not a good sign at all. Let's just speed up time real quick to make that stop. Oh, shoot. Well then. That's fine. I didn't really need those radiators anyway, I guess. The thermal efficiency on that is going to drop, but that isn't terrible. It'll be fine. But yeah, that was quite strange. Let's speed up time again and see if... Yeah, why is that swinging? We'll just go ahead and leave that now. But yeah, in this video, we're going to go ahead and bring up some more modules for the colony. We currently have all the resources up there. We have storage for uranium and all that. This little mining rig over here, I don't know if I actually even need that anymore. I might just ditch that into the planet because I'm not really using the jaws as much as I thought I was going to, and I do have a little module over here for them. But we do have all the fuel hatches on here. Yeah, carbonate over there. We have liquid fuel here, xenon, and also the jaw, and then oxidizer. Is that? Oh yeah, that's oxidizer. So we're gonna go back to the planet, or back to Kerbin. We're gonna go ahead and start building our next part of the station. I'll also show you some of the new parts that Rover added. I think it's 2 at this time. Let me just double check that. Yeah, I think it's only 2 right now. You might have removed a part or 2 also, I'm not 100% sure. And he's also been planning on removing this power distribution unit and a few other parts. He might be removing all of these UKS and UKS parts and just going with a different design, I believe, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. I just saw it mentioned by him. But things that have been added are this little power pod, or light pod. It comes with its own solar power, electric charge and all that, and it will just light an area on the planet. I tried putting some on the asteroid, but with that they actually did not work. I guess they're not casting light, or asteroids can't accept light. And then the other little part, which is by far my favorite little addition, is these little tiny wheels. They seem simple in design, but what you do with them is, so you take this, you put one here, here, and then on the other side too, and it allows you to easily roll these around, which I used to have a big issue with trying to do that when I used to build the plants on, or the bases on the planet. It usually caused me to tip over and such, but that's pretty nice. So, we're going to want to go ahead and because we have the fuel refinery already, the fabrication module wouldn't be a bad thing to bring out. Yeah, in this video we'll do that. We'll bring out a fabrication module with some storage for other resources, because we are going to start needing room for rocket parts and all that. We'll bring up freight. Okay, so we're gonna need Carbonian decks. Let's go ahead and grab the large one. Ooh, that's kind of big. If we put those there, does it look stupid? Well, it doesn't matter if they look stupid. So we'll go ahead and... How much is in one of these tanks? 20k. Yeah, we're going to need at least 20k. So, we'll put down... two of these. We'll actually double check on what these supply. So, we already have room for metallic ore, uranium, substrate, minerals, carbonite, exotic minerals, and rare metals. Material kits, metals, enriched polymers, supplies, ore, machinery, recyclables. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot. So yeah, what we're gonna do is this is just going to be a singular purpose craft. It's only gonna bring us more of these supplies, or supply storage space. Okay, so the center one, we're gonna make that rocket parts. Or wait, no, did he remove rocket parts? Oh yeah, he did. The new option is to use material kits, if I believe correct, or if I'm correct. Let's actually test that really quick, because I don't want to get out there with all this and end up, oh, you cannot do this because you don't have the correct building material. Let's see. Yeah, material kits and specialized parts. Okay, so yeah, that's correct. Okay, so the center one's going to be material kits, because we're going to need a ton of material kits to build stuff. And then we'll put recyclables, specialized. We don't need machinery yet. We'll have to bring that up sooner or later. So then we'll have polymers, enriched uranium, metals, material kits, exotic mirror. We might as well put that on there too. And then we're also going to need room for... That is way too big for my purposes. Room for... this is going to be a bit more difficult to put on here. Let's just go and grab... Well, let's actually see what... Xenon, argon, liquid fuel... Don't we already have room for chemicals? No, we do not. So we're going to need one for chemicals. Chemicals... We don't need mulch, liquid hydrogen, liquid fuel, monopropellant. So we just need one for chemicals. So... How much can one of these hold? Previous. These can hold 20k, so we need... That's 10k. Oh, why didn't I do one? So now we have 20k of specialized parts, recyclables, polymers, exotic minerals and rare metals, and material kits. That exotic metals and stuff might actually have to go on the planet, but it is what it is. Now, we just gotta figure out how we're gonna attach that to the planet, to the space station. Okay, I'm gonna actually quickly save this, overwrite, because I need to double check where that connection node is. Because I do have one in between all of the agroponics pods, or the greenhouses. The problem is it's kind of inlaid. Because if it's too far in, we won't be able to connect easily without screwing stuff up, which It is a fair bit in. Not too far, but it is a bit in. We'll have to go ahead and use a little bit of a gap or a separator. It'd be nice if I actually installed I was planning on installing Robotics Corp, or oh, it's not named that. I forget the name of the mod, but it allows you to have automated parts and all that. But I cannot remember it. Something I've been meaning to install, but I've been putting it off for some reason. So, Carbidine, put that on top. That should allow us to do this fine. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to need monopropellant, but I don't want to end up taking a ton that I don't need. We're currently at 30 tons of weight. Okay, no, we'll put that there. And then we're going to want to find the center of mass. Oh wait, we need the transfer stage there too. What we're going to do also is put another clampetron on the back. And then on top of that, we're going to put that there. And for our engine stage. Since this is... oh yeah, I forgot about the torch drives and all that. Those are some new items I also had installed on here. I think they're from, yeah, Carbonian. They're really, really high efficiency engines, but the fuel for them is very hard to find. I wish I could, but I cannot easily find them. Let's see. Nowhere's near enough. So that's enough weight for it, but we're going to go ahead and grab one of the larger tanks. That's still kind of too small. I just want to have enough to get there, no problem, and then we can just ditch this lower stage. We're going to want a lot of monopropellant. So if that's the center of mass, we're going to want to go ahead and throw the thrusters right on that, because I don't want to have what happened in the other or prior video where I spent a half an hour just trying to get that thing in there, which you can probably tell made me very, very frustrated. I don't like getting that frustrated either. Oh, and there's still a tank glitch going on. With some of these containers, they cost negative money if you leave them empty, which I thought it was a glitch that was fixed a while ago, but I guess I was wrong. So we have 2,000 thrusts, so that's probably more than enough to get to the asteroid. I need to also put a probe on here. And we have how much electric charge? Barely any electric charge. We'll need to go ahead and throw a battery on here too. So there we go for that. So we have all that. I need to then get solar power. So that's now set up. So that's going to be our new storage tank level. Now, I need to get another decoupler, and we're going to make the stage that gets us into orbit. We're just going to go hog wild. Earlier in the series, I was trying to be relatively safe, or closer to the required amounts of resources, but now it's better just to get it done with than dilly-dally with trying to find the right level of engines. Now it's just good to just grab the strongest stuff I can, over-engineer, and just get to orbit. Because initially I was planning on having these videos only be around a half an hour, but with the amount time I'm getting up to. It's been, the last video was, I think, around an hour and a half, maybe, no, not an hour and a half. It got near an hour and a half, which was, it's just too much. There's only so much somebody can watch. There's only so much of an episode or a video that someone can watch before they lose interest. I'm one of those people. I don't want to really submit other people to that. Does these have gimbals? They have a good gimbal range. Okay. So here's the stage that's going to get us to orbit. We're also going to drop down the thrust on this, because we do not need that much. Even with it this low, it's still going to fire us into space pretty fast. So this is all set up now. We have our probe core. We have all that room. Most likely when I get back to the planet, or the asteroid also, I'm going to ditch that first jaw stage, because that has quite a bit of a part count. I think it's a fair bit of our part count right now, which might be why we're into a yellow physics range, which kind of gets annoying after a while. This stage, we're just gonna only lean over a bit. Probably about 10 degrees over, because this one's going to easily get us into space. The next stage will get us into orbit, and then the last stage will get us to our location. Kind of wish I had better video editing software, because I would speed up time on this, on all these launches, but the current video editing software I have is not quite the best. It might also be my fault. I'm not the best at it currently. And my computer doesn't really have enough RAM to be able to do other stuff while doing it, so it usually takes quite a few hours, and I prefer to be doing more work and such. No, come on! Oh, we lost it. Shoot. This sucks. Okay, we're gonna have to revert back to vehicle assembly and put some massive wings on this. This thing's center of mass is kind of low. That should do it. Launch. Those have, yeah, they do have control surfaces. So they should give me a little bit more control. And hopefully keep me on target, because I don't want to have to keep redoing this flight over and over again. Impulse, not that great for that. The next one I'm probably going to install onto this is the Caribou Rover mod. I didn't get that one yet because I didn't think I was going to use it, because it's mainly orbit based, but once I start actually colonizing the rest of Kerbал's solar system, it might be useful to have that on here, because then I can just make a roving rover to go around to areas where it needs to get resources. But it would end up being massive. Or I can just have one central base, go out, mine the resources, bring it back. But I don't know if that would be good recording material, because it would be a lot of driving. We're at Orbital velocity, decent. So we're gonna wait till we get to orbit or into space or on the edge of space, and I'll drop that backstage because I don't want to have it crash into me. How much electric charge do we got? We still got a fair bit of electric charge, probably enough to get to at least Minimus. So we're only using 0.8 if I turn off the stabilizers, and at full speed or time speed it should just disable that cost. Solid fuel deprived, and there we go. So now this stage is ready to start thrusting when it gets to about 70k. And those are spinning like the dickens. Not even the way I thought they were. What is going on with those? That is so weird. So we're going to turn on the vessel information. We're currently at, this stage right here is over half our mass. So when that drops, these little tiny, where are they? These are going to be a lot more efficient. And start thrusting now. Should be able to get us to orbit. No problem at all. We've already jumped 200 meters. Activate light. Activate light. Even though these are just kind of aesthetics, don't mind having them on. Also just helps me see where that point in the ship is. So we're down to 200 kilograms. We still have a fair bit of thrust left. And yeah, we're going to be into orbit in a few seconds. We're 4 minutes into this flight also. Are we at orbital velocity? We are. And we still have... that infuriates me so much. I keep trying to under-engineer, and I think there's something with those engines that I've been using, where it's pretty much just... or those boosters, there must be something off with their calculations comparable to KSP's calculations, so it thinks it's going to have a lot less delta V than it should. So for some reason I am coming out of Kerbin with a fair bit more than I thought, because as we saw in the friggin' in the VAB, we had only 300 delta V extra on top of the 4,500 required on average to get out of Kerbin's sphere of influence, but it's either Kerbal Engineer isn't calculating it right, or Space-Y is screwed up somehow. It is what it is. There's not really much you can do about it. It's a nice little bonus every time I get into orbit, though. So we have to wait only a few moments, and then we can start thrusting. It's actually nice. This is probably the first orbit where we didn't have to do a full orbit around the planet before we had an optimum encounter with Minimus. We'll wait till about 30 seconds and then start. As soon as we get on the way to Minimus, I'm just going to ditch this stage because I won't be needing it. Even though it will have a ton of delta V left, it's just extra weight I don't need. Even though we are dropping a fair amount of it already, I prefer to start dropping fuel from the final stage so it's easy to maneuver into place. As I said earlier, you guys saw how frustrated I was in the prior video, so I do not want to be that frustrated again. At least this time I took into account the correct area to put those damn monopropellant thrusters. No, no, no. We got an encounter? We do not. So, we'll thrust back a little bit. And we're there. Perfect. So now we're going to ditch that last stage because we won't be needing it anymore. And we just need the catalyst engine. So we'll just wait till we start getting to our location. And that little tiny bit kicked our parry up by 150, which kind of sucks. Now we are on our way to Minimus to insert this stage, and then after this stage we're most likely going to go ahead and start bringing up more Kerbals, because we're going to have to start filling up workshops and all that. But oh wait, no, we'll have to bring up another one of the factories. There's 3 factory level UKS parts that we need to bring up, and then once those all come up we can then start producing the required resources like material kits and all that, and then from that we can go ahead and start building ships and then start colonizing other planets, which will be a lot easier from Minimus, because when we don't have to start off on Kerbin, we can have all that extra well, you don't have to worry about all that extra fuel, and it's a lot easier to leave Minimus than Kerbin. With the correct maneuvers, you can just slingshot yourself out of Kerbin's influence Kerbin's influence by just going a certain direction. Come on. No, we want the other side of the planet. No, no, no. Grab that blue one again. Come on. And we want to bring it in. I'm so glad I figured out the proper way to do this stuff, because before it was such a hassle just to get into a comfortable orbit around the planet when you were trying to do it inside the orbit. Shoot, I ran out of electric charge. Completely zoned in on that fact. I'm actually going to try something because it sucks that I gotta do this. I think I didn't install HyperEdit yet, but I do not want to have to do this whole flight again. I do still have HyperEdit on here, so to fix that stupid little break I did, or stupid little thing I did, we're going to go ahead and put more electric charge in. Where's electric charge? There it is. Hope you guys don't judge me on that, but that's probably the first time I've used the HyperEdit in this series. I don't really like to use it because it kind of destroys the fun. But I did not want to have to do this flight again. I don't think you guys wanted to watch me do this flight again, because there's a certain limit to the amount somebody will watch. Let's see how well these these maneuver I forget the name of them for some reason at this moment. Reaction wheels. These ones actually worked very well, because right now I think I have 100 reaction wheel control right now, so it's pretty good for the size of a ship. Should make it a lot easier once I start trying to connect this thing. So we have 3 days till we hit Minimus. or till we hit that maneuver node I need to use. And a little bit longer. And we are there. We're only going to have to thrust for like 1 second. Or no, 8 seconds. Just do it now. Ooh, I like this engine. I've not actually used this one yet because I don't really like using the Kerbidyne level engines because they're always so huge. They're not Kerbidyne. Yeah, Kerbidyne level engines for the Kerbidyne tanks, just because it's very big on scale-wise. They are nice engines, though. They're nice tanks for fuel-wise and all that. It's just... there's not really... like, with the prior sizes of tanks, you usually have... Focus Minimus. You usually have the ability to use another tank to differentiate or create a seamless connection between the two levels, but with Kerbidyne there doesn't seem to be a useful one for it, which I find a little bit frustrating because I don't like having my ship look like crap, which they usually do end up looking like crap because this thing looks kind of bulky and ugly at the current moment. Another few hours till that maneuver. And so yeah, this should give us enough room, albeit we might have to bring more up. It might be better if we brought a ton of the largest size containers with us, or I might actually look into, because Rover Dude was talking about the asteroid recycling tech, that it's very easy to go ahead and create your own version of the fuel hatch. I might actually go ahead and try my hand at making my own versions for all of his other resources, because there's so much damn room in that asteroid I have right now. There's no point in not using it to store rocket part. Well, the rocket parts are no longer there, but material kits, recycled like exotic minerals and rare metals and all that. It just doesn't make any sense. We're inside the planet's orbit now, or sphere of influence. Not in orbit of it yet. But yeah, with his asteroid recycling tech, no point in not having all that just pumped into the asteroid, and would save on so much part count. Because the asteroid is just one giant container instead of having to have... currently I think I have 20 to 30 containers, which isn't terrible, but with that it requires a lot of physics warp, which I prefer not to do. Or not have to deal with. It's something that has to be done because of the amount of parts sometimes, but it creates hassle when you really need that time, or you have a really big time crunch. It's like almost like remote tech. Like, I enjoyed remote tech, but I just couldn't deal with writing my own coding. It'd be nice to learn it though, because it'd be a good skill. Even though it's just in this universe, or in Kerbal, or KSP, and its version of coding, but every coding has a little bit of carryover from each other, but they each have their own little... it's like learning languages. So, we're now in the orbit of Minimus. We're going to go ahead and set that as target. We are a fair bit away from everything. So, we'll set a maneuver here, and we're going to go ahead and no, we're going to have to go up. Shoot, no, that's not going to work either. Well, If we roll the orbit over, we might be able to do something about that. Okay. And bring it down. No, that's not going to work either. Okay. This is going to be a bit difficult, I think. And... does that bring them close? Yeah, that would probably be our best bet right there. Oh. Maybe not. Oh, wait a minute. No, no, come on back over. So, our best bet is going to be right about there. But we're going to want to move this over to it. So we'll have to do our orbit to that point, and then from there we'll have to do another orbit to get our encounter. And then we can connect this thing up. Sorry about that. So we are coming up on that maneuver now. And just a little bit further. And we're here. So, I'm going to start thrusting now, just to be safe. So I don't want to end up screwing up this maneuver. Even though it wouldn't be too bad, I just have to do a little bit more adjusting, but it's quite annoying having to deal with exactly that. I'm just going to go ahead and slow that orbit down. Perfect. We are now going to be able to meet that ship and then connect up with it, and we will have enough storage for all the parts we need for building ships around Minimus. And we will have to do crew rotations, if I'm correct. The characters, or the Kerbals get, I guess, antsy if they're out in space too long away from Kerbin, or if they're doing the exact same stuff in the exact same pod over and over and over again. It's a nice little improvement, but it adds extra stuff that needs to be done, which, don't get me wrong, is a good thing. It's just bleh. Fuel refinery debris, where's the... oh, it's over there. So we'll wait till we get to about 600 or 700 meters. We're going at a relatively good speed to just stop when we want to. Oof, that physics jump in. Just so much. Like, I had one base on Minos a while back where it was so bad. We were in the red range, and it was nearly impossible to do anything without it all just going to hell. Like, I had my Kerbals flying around and getting just screwed over by the amount of junk that was around. Okay. Just to see if we can fix this a little bit, we're going to go back here. And this is going to be let go. Is there anything on this ship? We'll just go ahead and release it then. Is there anything on it that's needed? Carbonite, rock, yeah. No! Did not mean to do that. Track laser, release, disarm. Yeah, there's not really much we need from this, and it has a part count of 52. We're just gonna go ahead and... Oh yeah, I shut off all the engines. Forgot about that. It has enough fuel for itself to be fine. We'll just go ahead and throw it into a higher orbit. We might be able to use it in the future. Does it have a reaction wheel on it? I don't think it does. Or if it does, it sucks. Oh no, yeah, it does. It does suck though. So there we go. That's out of here now. So we just need to wait for... Oh! Minimus Rock Base, Orbital Station Rock 1. I guess that was the main part of the base. No, not that. You want this. Oh, that's actually a good name for it. I'm going to keep that. Okay. So we want to now go towards the target. And once we ditch this last stage, it's going to half the part count even more, which is going to be nice. Hopefully when that gets out of range too, our physics speed will increase, because I don't really like having this issue of crappy physics speed. And I forgot to shut off the monopropellant thrusters. Now we just need to flip back over, because we don't want to crash into this at this speed. I'll most likely have to go through the rest of these ships also. I'll do that between videos and cull a ton of other parts that we don't need. Because right now, I didn't actually check the amount of parts the ship had. Come on, flip over. But yeah, we have a fair bit of parts we don't need, most likely. Some solar panels and all that, because right now we have that reactor on the agricultural pod, so we won't be needing that anymore. What's our part count on? 104. That's not too bad, but we can get rid of like these monopropellant thrusters over here. Those solar panels on there, and there's probably some solar panels. Yeah, there's some solar panels on that. Solar panels on this, and the tank, and the reaction wheel. We don't need those. And then there's some thrusters. Why is that bending? We might have to look at other methods of connecting these up in the future. Like I might bring in more, maybe a stack of jaws connected to the... Can't English right now for some reason. Jaws connected to Clampetron seniors, just so I can just go ahead and not have to worry about this thing, the amount of weight being too much for the joint to handle, which I don't think we should have too much trouble. I don't think anything's going to break down like that all those radiators did at the start, because that was very surprising. I did not expect that to happen. And we need to try and target that. Yeah, we're actually back in halfway between the physics range for green and yellow. So if we remove another like 10, 20 parts, we should be good. Meaning we don't have to deal with all of this jittering. That's where we want to start thrusting towards, because we want to start going for the agricultural pod. Actually, what I'll do is I will bring out some struts. KAS has struts you can use to connect ships to ships in situ. instead of having to do other stuff to get this stuff stabilized. So I can use that to stabilize the ship in a better manner. Now, I just wish I could see that friggin... There it is. Well, let me click on it. For some reason it won't let me click on it. It might be too far away still. Let's just speed up time. If we're lucky, this shouldn't be the giant fiasco like last time, because I do not want to deal with that again. We're at a good height for it. We'll just wait a few more moments. Yes, there we go. And brake. I'm about to brake. Slow down the speed. Okay. Turn off RCS again. It might actually be a good idea to bring a Kerbal out and delete that tank. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that actually. That's a great idea. Because the less weight we have, the better. We're going to use Sidu. She's in that pod. Oh, that thing's really starting to rock. So yeah, I'm going to have to bring out struts and stuff. So bring her out here. And that should remove a ton of extra weight that we do not need on this frigging ship. No, 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 no. Oh, she almost got killed. Editor only. But I can't lose those reaction wheels. Okay, we'll just scrap that. I should move the reaction wheels up there. That would have been so much better. But it is what it is. We can't really do much about it now. It kind of sucks, but no problem. I got to remove a couple parts from it, so it should hopefully fix the time warp issue a bit, and also the weight issue. I should get, there was a mod I saw a while ago where it allowed you to vent. I should find that again, because it would be useful for these scenarios, because sometimes you don't need all the fuel, but you need the lower weight. So that dropped us another couple thousand tons, which, all in all, isn't too bad. So now we're just going to flip over and aim towards the target node. But, oh, shoot, I might have just screwed myself over. Because with removing that engine, it might have removed our center of mass from here to about, I'd say, here. There's not much we can do about it now, so we're just going to have to go ahead and do what we're going to do. Turn off those so they don't continue thrusting. Now, when we get to about 20 meters, we're going to go ahead and just stop, do a full stop. And then we're going to have to orientate ourselves so we know which way's up, which way's down, because I don't want to have the other issues that we had last time. Aim at that. RCS, and brake. And it's moving, so this is going to be a lot harder than I thought. Okay. We want to rotate, because right now we're in a situation where it's not straight up and down. Yeah, after this video I'm gonna brace that ship, because if I don't, it's just gonna cause me more hassle than it needs to. Okay, so that is that way. Go down. I want to aim for that. No, 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 no. Stop. If we're lucky, this shouldn't be too difficult. I think I still do have a relatively good center of mass area. Okay, we need to go this. No, no, this way. No, J. No, 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 come on, come on. Get over. This seems like it's going a lot better than last time. Yeah, come on, come on. You can do it. We're almost connected. Which way's up? Which way's up? Come on, no. Okay, stop. Now. Just let it try and magnetize it. That's not gonna work. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, come on. Yeah, if this ends up taking too long, I'm just going to go ahead and end the video and do it between videos, because it is quite annoying trying to get this thing in a relatively decent amount of time with this amount of weight on it. Because right now we're at 72,000 kilograms. No, 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 no. Wrong way. Wrong way. Come on. You can do it. There we go. Decent. Okay, so we now have that attached. So that's done. We have all the stages we need, or all the storage we need for this base. So we have, I think, pretty much every resource now except for a few. No, we got every resource. Yeah, we got every resource now. So we have enough storage for everything. I'll probably send them some more uraninite and some other resources from the planet, and get production. Or I won't need production actually started, but it wouldn't be bad to start producing liquid fuel and such. Oxidizer full. It's a little bit strange. I have a ton of room for oxidizer. I can't produce monorepellent though. I don't know why it's saying oxidizer's full. We'll have to check the oxidizer fuel hatch. Let's actually double check that real quick. That's not the oxidizer. So I do have room for it, but it doesn't want to do anything with it. Yeah, I'll have to check into that. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. In this video, we got that whole thing set up. I'll go ahead and remove the unneeded parts and all that, and then go ahead and set up some more resources from the planet. My name's Keith Loki. I thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you disliked the video, leave a dislike and tell me why you disliked the video. I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to see any future video updates of me postings, or my postings, just go ahead and subscribe also. Thank you, and have a good night.